Well, I'm delighted to be here in Hamburg, and we're going to be talking about bonds and currencies, which is a subject we've been investing in for about 20 years now. But typically we've been only in the long-only space with a longer duration, and due to popular demand, we've been asked to launch an absolute return strategy which has the possibility of going net short in terms of duration. So we've come to talk about this absolute return bonds and currencies which can go net short duration. I'm expecting it to go extremely well, actually. It's something we've been talking about for the last few months as absolute return strategies have grown in popularity. Given that there has been a lot of volatility in the market more recently, specifically, people are a little bit worried about yields moving upwards. I think people also have been looking at the currency markets. We've seen some very strong movements in the US dollar recently, in sterling, in euro and Japanese yen. And a lot of people find it a little bit difficult to know at which point to go into which currency and for how long, for what amount. And so they're looking for agile, flexible managers to manage that kind of strategy for them. I think generally we tend to prefer working in small groups. I think the format is very conducive to an extremely rich and solid debate, because very often if you're talking in front of a very large room with several hundred people, you don't necessarily have the interaction. Sometimes people are a little bit shy and not going to ask the questions. And I think the format here, where you've got a group of 5 or 6 people each time, I'm going to certainly encourage people to ask questions and have a debate. And above all, at the moment, markets have been a little bit choppy. There's quite a few movements around, and I think it's good for people to be able to express themselves. I think the market is expecting a rise in interest rate yields, because growth is without being fantastic, is still there. Inflation has been a little bit weak recently, certainly, but when you're looking at yields like we're seeing today, whether it be in America, whether it be in the UK, whether it be in the Eurozone or the Japanese market, yields do look extremely eye-wateringly expensive, and it would be reasonable to expect that the rates will rise. The question is when. And the idea with a flexible fund is to be able to play this strategy, and if you get it wrong, well, you've got the currency, you've got the credit and other sources of drivers of alpha to try and make up if you get one call wrong. And let's be right, you're never going to get everything 100% right all the time. The idea is to get it right more often than you get it wrong. That's what macro investing is about.